Hey, you're listening to the right episode. If you wanted to hear two thumbs up from Carl White and Steve Kiles about ideas that we've heard over the last several years about how to get more business. And so you're listening to the Loan Officer Leadership Podcast powered by the Mortgage Marketing Animals. And Carl, I'm excited about today. We're going to be giving people kind of like the movie reviewers, two thumbs up or
Cisco and Ebert.
ideas.
Remember those guys? So
I do.
I miss them, man. That was I know one of them passed away, died
Yeah.
some time ago. I probably should, that's a Debbie Downer way to start a podcast. Well, this guy was awesome.
Was
but, well,
great until he
he's
died.
dead now. He's dead
Yeah.
now. So, but
Hey,
anyway,
well, listen, we got a bunch of ideas, like 100+ ideas, and we thought, man, we're going to start in the middle and talk to us. What are we doing?
yeah. So again, this is ideas that either we'd come up with or people have come up with over the years of ways to get new business, and we're just going to go through a handful of them here, and we might do a couple episodes on this if you guys like it. And we'll either give it a thumbs up like it's a great idea or a thumbs down or whatever. So what's the first one?
Yeah, the first one is new. I want more deals. Let me purchase internet leads.
All right. So a lot of people would think that I would immediately give this a thumbs down.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do that. And let me tell you why. And I know people hear me talk about this guy all the time. He's a real estate agent trainer who happens to live down the road from me here, not too far, who's become a dear friend of mine. His name is Dean Jackson. And Dean taught me something years and years ago that has really impacted the way I do my business. And he taught me that when people are reaching out on the internet to buy something, a house, that 15% buy in the first 90 days and 85% buy between 90 days. Of those that buy, 15% buy in the first 90 days, 85% buy after 3 months, but before 12, right? And he said, the problem, Carl, is that everybody's going after the 15% and they totally ignore the 85, right? So I used to buy internet leads, and when I bought them, I'd buy old ones.
Yeah.
Right, which would sell for like a nickel each, like just nothing. They were like free. And when I say nickel each, it might have been maybe $1, like maybe.
Yeah.
And but I didn't want the new ones because everybody and their brother was calling the new ones. I'm calling the older ones because most of them, 85%, are buying older. Right. So the people that just come in for that, let's call it the quick kill, kind of thing. Nothing wrong with that, I guess. But it's the minority. Right. You want to get the majority, which is the 85%. So I would consider buying old leads, and I'd run everything through my compliance, make sure this is all cool.
Yeah.
And then I would send the 10-word email and or the 10-word text. Again, running through compliance. Am I allowed to communicate with these people? The 10-word email or the 10-word text, which is a very simple. Are you still looking to buy a home in Florida? Are you still looking to buy a home in insert in your state? You're in Texas, Steve. Are you still looking to buy a home in insert in state? Question mark, name, NMLS. That's it. Nothing else. And we actually did pretty good off of that.
That's interesting. Most people, exactly what you say, nobody's going after the 90, 100, 120-day-old leads.
And they were great.
Hey, what do you think the conversion on that was? So like if you're like,
not good. Yeah,
but what's not good?
So out of 100, we'd get probably actual closings.
Yeah.
One
out of 100. Yeah.
Which is typical for internet leads, by the way.
Yeah.
When you're talking about internet leads, you're talking about like a true rock star might get 2. Anybody says they're getting more than 2, they're not actually measuring, or
they're not tracking right.
I caught a fish this big, thing, right? So, but listen to me. That it's not as bad as it sounds, because again, we're not calling these people. I'm sending out either an email or a text,
and then seeing who wakes up.
And when we see who wakes up, and so out of that, we'll get a handful of people pound sand. I hate you.
Yeah.
Like whatever,
Yeah.
But we get a handful, I don't know, out of 100, and I don't have the numbers here in front of me, but I just off my memory, I would say, I don't know, 8 of them.
Yeah.
5 of them.
Yeah.
Would go, let's say 5 5 would go between 5 and 10 would go, actually, I am. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Right. Now we've got a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so once we had a conversation, they would close at 15%.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm having to talk to 100. I'm only talking to like 8,
Yeah.
5, and
Hey,
I'm closing 1. So it wasn't that bad.
When would, I mean, you've coached thousands of people that are just doing remarkable in the market. When would you, if somebody said, hey, I'm just adamant, I'm going to do this internet lead thing, at what point would you add it in? Do you add it in?
I certainly wouldn't add it in. I would not do it first. I'd make sure I'm closing at least at a minimum, gosh, like 5, maybe even closer to 8.
Yeah.
I'd make sure I'm doing at least 8 because I want to have a good income coming in.
Yeah.
These don't typically close fast.
Yeah.
You know, if I need loans right now, I'm going to go to a referral partner because when they refer me deals, they buy much faster than internet.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, internet is very early in the game. They're not with a realtor yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's very early in the game. So it takes longer.
Yeah.
And it takes resources, right? Whereas calling real estate agents, man, dude, resource phone, right? You're done. That's it.
Phone, script, who to call.
Yeah. And that's it. And
then every lead they refer you, 1 out of 4 closes.
Yeah. It's a higher conversion too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's a much better lead. But, you know, we're going through these, you know, thumbs up, thumbs down, purchase. So I put thumbs up with a condition. Make sure you're closing at least, I say 5 to 8. I hate ranges, so we have to pick a number. 7. You're closing at least 7 for 2 consecutive months. I would consider doing it then.
Yeah.
Right. Consider doing it then. And I'd have somebody on my team help me, like, hey, help me set up the email. The time I'm setting up the email program to email these things out, if I'm calling on real estate agents, I'd by far make more money, much faster.
Yeah.
So I'd have somebody on my team put together the email. I'd buy like 6-month-old leads, and I would send out the 10-word email and or 10-word text, as long as my compliance department said that was an okay thing for me to do. So I'm going to give this surprisingly probably to you.
I wouldn't have guessed a thumbs up. So
yeah,
there you go.
I'm going to give it with a condition.
With a condition. I like it.
All right. So I'm going to ask you one.
All right.
So here's another way. Design a postcard for bankruptcy segment. In other words, I'm going to go buy a list of people that are in bankruptcy or went through bankruptcy, and I'm designing a postcard to send out to people that have been credit challenged.
My first question. Yeah. So here, this could be a pillar. I'm not sure if I'm a thumbs up or thumbs down. The real question behind it, Carl, would be who could do that? If I'm having to be the one to go design a postcard and then get the list and put together the mailer and do what it takes to reach out to the bankruptcy attorneys, I probably, just me personally, I've got 3 kids under 11. I tend to run out of time. And so when I'm out of time, I ask, is there something else that would be more effective? So if I've got a who, and I'm working to build another leg of marketing, and I want to hit divorce attorneys, bankruptcy attorneys, financial planners, I think it's great. Carl, I actually think my number would be a little bit higher. If I'm not closing 12 or 15 units a month, I probably wouldn't add additional legs of marketing, because when I'm closing 12, 15, 20, especially in the low 20s, you got a team and a who can do that for you. You probably got an admin, somebody who could design the card, set up your list. They're already really working on your database. So I like it as a leg of marketing, but to me, it's a timing issue. If I'm closing, man, and I really wouldn't even say under 20 unless you just got a great team, and you got to have somebody that's doing it, because I make more money talking to qualified agents and talking to relationally referred borrowers. When I stay close to the money, me and my team and my network make more money. So I like it, but my condition, so I'll give it a thumbs up, but the condition would be who can do it, and making sure that my team is the one who's driving that additional leg of marketing. So I like it. I mean, hey, I'll tell you, we were talking to a buddy of ours, a Freedom Club member, and he's getting a ton of business. He gets a lot of refi business. Greg Morga, 31% of his business is refi, but you know what he told me the other day, Carl? He said, my calls come first, and I have my team do the other part, which is the mailer, the design, the reach out. They tee him up, and then he's the one talking to the financial planner, attorneys, divorce attorney. He does a lot of refis with the divorce attorneys. And so I like it as long as your team's setting you up.
You know, I think I like your number better than mine. I do, because you're right. Because if I'm closing 7,
You don't have enough of a team.
not just that. What took me from 1 loan a month to 7 loans a month? Maybe
Do
it's a
that.
good idea to do more of that
Yeah.
and less of everything else. So I
Well,
hear you.
hey, you know what we hear? How many times do we hear it all the time? Man, I'm so busy and I'm working 50, 60 hours a week. And then what you realize, you always tell me this, Steve, what can we take off your plate? What can you take off your plate? It's the Pareto's principle. 20% of what you're doing is producing 80% of the results. What if you let go of some of the 80% that's not really giving you big results? Do more of the 20%. And then as your team grows and you're there, you've got one dialed in leg of marketing, which are your qualified agents, your past client database, your pre-approved and looking, your just asked. Now let's start adding some other additional streams of revenue, but you got to have a team to do that. And to do that, you got to fund units and volume. So,
You know, as you're talking about that, I just got a picture in my head. I'm at a gas pump,
yeah,
and I've got 3 choices here. I've got regular, premium, or super premium,
yeah,
and it's the same price. Which you're going to put in your car? I'm going to put in the super premium because it's got the highest octane. I get the
yeah.
biggest bang for my buck.
It's
My
the same
car runs
price.
faster, smoother. I have
Yeah.
to fill up with gas less because it's more efficient. Why would I put, if it was the same price, why would I put regular when I got supreme? And the same thing, why would I work on something that gives anything less than stellar results?
Mm-hmm.
Why put in regular when you put in premium? So
Yeah.
is regular bad? No, regular gets a
Yeah.
thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it doesn't get as enthusiastic as a thumbs up as premium. So anyway, I like that.
Hey, and
All right.
listen, hold on. Let me throw this one out because it goes with this one. And so let me just, you said one of the ideas is, hey, I'm going to work on my website. And hey, what if I work on my website? And it's funny, you taught me this a couple of years ago. You said, Steve, when you got the winning lottery number, the winning lottery ticket, to be candid, it doesn't matter what your website looks like. And so talk about that. Hey, I'm going to make some more money. I want to get some more sales and get more loans. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on my website. What do you think?
All right. So I think a website's important. I
Yep.
do. So I think I think so for me, the website is all about number one, traffic,
Mm,
and number two, frictionless. Frictionless. In other
that's
words, you want to make it easy for people to work with you. You
yeah.
want to make it easy for people to give you money. Make it easy. Don't make it hard. I was buying something the other day, and I'm trying to find the darn shopping. Like I want the thing. It's like, all right, where's the buy button? And I'm looking and I'm going and I'm searching. I gave up. It was like, holy cow. And I'm not like, dude, make it easy. Like have a big button there that says buy here. And I went through the menus. I'm looking for add to cart.
Yeah.
I couldn't find. I did. I literally gave up. And so he had product that I wanted, and I
Yeah.
had dollars that he wanted, and he just made it too hard for us to
Mm-hmm.
make the transaction. So I just gave up on it. And so for me, the website makes it easy to do an app in case that's the way you prefer to do it. Now, we prefer to take most of our apps over the phone. They
Yeah.
convert higher. The people are more in by that. My God, if you got somebody on the phone, the last thing I want to do is like, here, instead of me taking your app right now, here, let me send you to the website that you may or may not click on, that you may or may not fill out.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good plan. Now, if they say, hey, can I just do it on the web? Absolutely, you can. Just go
Yeah.
to www. whatever, carlsagreatguy.com mortgage company, and there you go. Right.
Yeah.
So for me, a website's important primarily for doing an application, make it easy. I
Yeah.
also want you to know who I am. So when you go to the website,
Good.
there I am. I
That's
might be
good.
there with the lovely Mrs. White. I might be
Yeah.
there with my kids. We might be there with our pet unicorn grazing in the backyard. Unicorns, puppy dogs, and rainbows kind of thing. Because I want you to know who I am. And I'm a
Yeah.
rainbows, puppy dog, and unicorn kind of guy, right? That's who I am. And so I think it's important to let people know who you are. So
That's
I
good.
think the website's important. Now, do I think working on the logo is important? No, I can't even imagine, dude. I'll tell you a true story, right? So I'm in 2 organizations right now, right? I have the training organization
Yeah.
that we're doing this podcast for, the Mortgage Marketing Animals, and then both you and I we're branch managers, separate branches, right? We're branch managers for a mortgage company. Um, if you used to show me 3 different versions of the mortgage company's logo, I don't know that I could pick it out. Now, if it was drastically different, I know what kind of sort of it looks like.
Yeah.
Like if you had 3 versions, I have no clue which one it is. And same thing with the mortgage marketing animals. I know it's a tiger thing, but if you had 3 different pictures of a tiger, I wouldn't know which one. It doesn't matter. Like that stuff just doesn't matter. I learned that like watching like Google. It's just a colorful G. What colors? I don't know. It's colorful. It's a G. Colorful.
Yeah.
Right. So should the red be on top or the purple be on top or the yellow? Is it more green? The fonts, it doesn't matter. Right. So none of that matters. So I think having the website again is important. You working on your website is not a good use of time, because we can get these done for you websites. Our good friend of mine, Joe Garris, does mortgage web success, does websites. Dude, use a proven plan. Somebody's already got it. They're already done. And like, well, I want mine to be totally different than everybody else's. Nobody
yeah. Hey, do you think, because here's where it goes down to, working on it, will it make you more money?
No.
There you go.
Me working on it, absolutely not. Even if I have a knack for that, I'll make more. Again, it goes back. Do you want to print pennies or do you want to print $100 bills? And so if I'm going out making,
you're running the same printer, so it's your choice.
Running same printer,
and that goes back to the time thing. You got 40 hours in a week. Our goal, freedom at some point to get down to 32. Do you want to print $1 bills or $100 bills on the same printer? But they can't run at the same time.
You know, I think people are attracted to working on logos and websites and whatnot. Is you can't fail at that. If I'm putting together a logo, there is no, well, that's a failure. Like there is no, you're not going to win either, but you're not going to lose.
Yeah. Or the rejection. I think we've been talking a lot about that. The fear of the rejection, and they may not like me.
Yeah,
what if they say no
on my website?
Yeah. Right. Well,
because I don't see all the bounces. I don't, when 100 people go on it and only one actually do anything, I don't see the bounces.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So actually, in our case, we actually do see some of the bounces, but you get the idea. It's like you can't fail at that. So it's a safe activity, not profitable, but it's safe. And so I think that's why a lot of people work on those things, because if I go talk to a human being, they might say no.
Yeah. And
in my world, a good percentage of them do, but that small percentage that says yes makes me a lot of money, like a lot of money. So anyway, so I'm gonna put. So is website important? Yes. Is that something I should work on?
Thumbs down.
I'm going to give that a thumbs down. Like
it's got to be a thumbs down.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be operational. I love what you said. The key is it make the sell easy?
Can just go buy one that somebody already has,
that's
buy one that's already pre-made and everything.
That's it.
And the only thing I would do is I'd change the pictures to, my handsome face with the lovely Mrs. White, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like, let
make
people
it personal.
Hey, by the way, so this is going back a little bit, but I did a study on my mortgage website that the number one button clicked.
Okay.
So, and we tried everything. We did, like, we had all these different, learn more here, first time home buyer program here, today's rates here, about me. But you know what the number one thing clicked on the website was?
What was it?
About me.
They wanted to know who they're working with.
That shocked me. Couldn't believe it.
Wow.
So then we changed the order of the buttons.
Yeah.
We hid the button almost. Like it was like we made it the lowest button, and we made it the smallest button. It was smaller than the others.
It was still hit it.
It was the number one thing people clicked on. And that I wouldn't have thought
because
that.
people want to know who they're working with. They care.
Apparently.
I think it goes back to that DISC assessment where 60 to 70% of the population are high S's, and high S's want to know, hey, can I trust you? And they're looking at the information. Can I relate to you? Does it feel like it'd be a good fit? And so I could see that being a big deal. Oh, yeah.
It blew me away. I thought for sure rate was going to be number one.
Yeah, no.
And
it's less important.
I'm not a big fan of putting rate on the website, by the way, because there's that always depends. It depends on the situation, down payment amount, and all this other stuff. And you don't want to do the bait and switch stuff. Like I put, hey, rates are 4% today. Well, if you put $100,000 in points and whatnot, we can get you 4%. But then when they call and I say, well, it's not really 4, it's insert in real number. now I've deceived them and they're mad at me. They should be mad, right? They should be mad. Yeah. And so anyway, so
hey, well, what a great episode. And listen, if you're here today and you say, man, this is great, or there's some other things I can be doing to get even more business. I love the picture, Carl, of I got a printing press and I can choose, but only one can run. I can run $1 bills or $100 bills. I'm going to choose the $100 bills. And if you want to see some of the things that we know are working today, I'm thinking about Gary, who literally in the last 2 weeks has locked his 10th loan following the plan. I'm thinking about so many of our members and the people that are having great success. We'd love to show it to you, no cost, but it is an investment that we're going to give to you. It's our gift to you to check out what we can do as far as helping you with a plan that will get you proven results today. Go to freedomplanningcall.com, freedomplanningcall.com. Put in a couple of pieces of information so that we can get prepared for the call, and then pick a time that works for you. We would love to walk you through a proven plan that'll help you have even more success. Freedomplanningcall.com. And with that, everyone, remember this: anything worth doing is worth doing badly. Just get started. See ya.